before I sat down to watch Iron Man 3, I decided to go out and get bubble tea. I was actually going to have a repeat of what I did with Black Widow, except I was going to have a drink this time. On my way to bubble tea, I completely forgot there's actually like a theater right next to the bubble tea shop. So I decided to go see what are the movies playing. I remember hearing about Morbius and how it was supposed to be coming out like pretty soon. I didn't realize that actually it had come out at the time of this recording about 7 days ago. So I walk up to the movie theater. I realize the prices are a bit too high at this theater. But I do see that Morbius and Sonic the Hedgehog 2 are playing. So I decided, alright, why not? After Spider-Man, I'm gonna run out the door and go watch Morbius at my usual location. Usual. I've only been there once. Right before I sat down, I believe it was Spider-Man, actually. Right before I sat down for Spider-Man, I decided to go see, like, what are the times? Like, should I go now and then watch Spider-Man later? Like, what are the times that Morbius is, coming on? I see that if I watch the movie, like, if I watch Spider-Man, like, right this instant, I'd have just enough time to, like, book it to the theater to go watch Morbius. In order to find that information, I just typed Morbius into Google, which came up with a list of other results. One of which, for the name of a villain, I guess. Yeah, I guess villain. The Hunter. Well, no, not the Hunter. This isn't the Batman situation, just Hunter. As well as some numbers. Jesus. People did not like this movie. Oh boy. Like 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. 17% of Rotten Tomatoes viewers liked this movie. It had like a 5.2 out of 10 on IMDb. Jesus. Oh, I also realized I don't know anything about Morbius. In fact, I'm pretty sure I had only heard of Morbius because I saw that poster that one day. That fateful night that kind of started this entire journey, so to speak, was my first ever hearing of this Morbius character. And man, Sony didn't do much to make sure you remember him. I walked out of the theater still not knowing much about Morbius, which is a shame. Because he seems like he should be cool. It's like he's not a hero. He doesn't, or if he is a hero, he doesn't do much heroic at all. He's actually one of my favorite types of protagonist, I guess, the self-interested one, where he does something good, but because it's in his own self-interest, he stops the money counterfeiters, kind of, because he wants their lab. All right, Morbius. I'm easy to please, and I do like learning about new things, especially when it comes to comic book world. Like I said, hadn't heard of this Morbius character. No wiki skim this time. I did see a picture of him on like a comic book cover, and like Spider-Man was on it. I think Iron Man was on it too. So I guess he might be part of the Spider-Man universe. But other than that, oh, he's a vampire. I know that because I did a Google search and it came up with a vampire man. Man, this was the most mediocre movie I've seen this entire run. Where do I start? You know what? I'm gonna start with my favorite line of the movie. I don't want to hurt you, Milo. For context, okay, this is a spoiler review. I can understand if you didn't watch this movie. In fact, it would appear that a lot of people did not watch this movie. It's only been 7 days since this movie released, and I did admittedly walk into the last showing of the day. I was surprised at how few people were in the theater. Like, I walked up to the ticket counter, no one there. I look at all these empty seats, and I'm like, man, there's a lot of empty seats. All right, I'll pick this one. Grab a popcorn, head in. Technically, I'm late, but they show commercials before the movie, so I got there on time. I walked in and there's like 3 people in this theater that's supposed to sit like 52. No, I'm sorry, 102. Not a good look. I remember like I was visibly confused and they were laughing. I did like a Pulp Fiction when I walked in. Like where the fuck did Morbius do this? Is that what happened? He ate them. I knew it. Can't be trusted. I went in with no expectations and still, oh, my bad. Tangent. I don't want to hurt you, Milo. Alright, the context, finally. Morbius is vampire, kind of, where he's got vampiric abilities and vampiric hunger. He doesn't seem to have the sunlight sensitivity. Or if he does, the movie did not show it. That's a recurring problem with this movie. Milo is his friend who both of them have like a bloodborne disease that essentially renders them with very weak legs, cannot walk without like use of crutches. Morbius gets we'll get to that in a second. He gets a plan, and that plan results in him becoming partially vampire, craving for blood. He develops a serum, initially denies Milo the serum. Milo gets the serum anyway, goes on like a power trip. Because now they can both walk, and now they're like super strong, and they got super hearing, and they drink blood, and they're like almost typical vampire stuff. We'll get to that in a second too. Morbius, realizing what Milo has done, what he explicitly wanted him not to do, finds Milo on the street and confronts him about taking the serum. Mind you, there's not much he can do anymore because he has the serum. Like, what are you gonna unserum him? Words happen, and then, please correct me if I'm wrong, Morbius assaults Milo. There's an entire like battle down into the subway station, and then they arrive at like the actual train tracks, and Morbius spits my favorite line in the movie. I don't want to hurt you, Milo. Fam, we got you in 4K. We got you in surround sound. We got you in 10 millimeter. We got you in Dolby Atmosphere. Bitch, you what? You can't assault, you hit him first. You can't assault somebody and then be like, I don't want to hurt you. That's not how that works. Usually, you say that before the fighting starts. What kind of shit is this? It's like, you know what that reminds me of? It probably still happens, back in the old YouTube days of people just directly uploading copyright material and then putting in the description, no copyright infringement intended, as if that's going to save them. That's not how that works. You can't infringe somebody's copyright and then be like, I didn't intend to infringe your copyright. You can't start beating somebody up and then be like, I didn't intend to hurt you. This leads me into one of my, actually no, I think it is the biggest gripe with this movie. Man, these people's motivations are whack. Like throughout the entire movie, I'm just trying to figure out why this movie exists. Well, I know why it exists, but like why these characters are doing the things they're doing. Okay, so Milo has the serum. He's going on a power trip, and that he does need to be stopped. Why? What reason does Milo have to fight Morbius? Because there's a point in time in which the fighting kind of comes to a break. I don't want to hurt you, Milo. According to Milo, he wants Morbius to embrace being a vampire. Cool. I can kind of get that. He's on a power trip. He's got legs now. He can use his legs, and he's also insanely strong. Why is he fighting Morbius? Milo is the bad guy. I guess he's Hunter. But so because the fighting continues though. After that fight in the subway station, they go their separate ways for a bit, and then Milo continues to try to fight Morbius. Why? Well, you want him to embrace his powers, but you're by fighting him? Seems like a weird way to I don't know. Oh, also, why does Milo even want Morbius what is his end goal here? Like let's say he embraces being a vampire. All right, now what? Am I supposed to believe that Milo has been evil this entire time? If so, they really lack a lot of motivational setup for that. Like, there was one scene where he fought off some people that were bullying him, which is completely understandable. Like, maybe, I guess from that, I'm supposed to assume that Milo is a violent person and would, if given the chance, kill everybody, I guess. Because, I mean, he could have just easily said, alright, he doesn't want to be a vampire. Oh well, I'm going to be a vampire. I'm loving it. In fact, he could have continued blaming Morbius too, because everyone believed it was Morbius. But no, actually, Milo took the serum, and now he's also a vampire, and he doesn't care about the artificial blood. So he's going around drinking humans. It's just, like, why though? Like I said, a lack of motivational setup. Why are these characters doing the things they're doing? Why is there a conflict in this movie? Or actually, why is the conflict in this movie not what should have been the conflict in this movie? Being good vampire wants to stop the bad vampire, I guess.